Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm your host, Sir Stephen Topham at the third at your service. Now we're going to talk about this realistically rather than just patiently. I know a lot of people have a lot, a lack of tolerance of being keeping their patience in check, right? I know you have a lot to absorb in one day or 1 week or 1 month, and it's going to take a little time. I want you to understand it's true, it's logic, it's fact, right? A lot of people will not believe that because they haven't got it on paper, they haven't got it on paper, written material. I said it's in everything, right? It's in everything you can think of, books, TV shows, movies. It's telling you the full back truth. And I said, look, if you're blind, don't get it. Don't worry because you'll be able to hear it, right? I'm not saying that disability here or anything. You lot out there in the real world has to realise it's realistic, right? To a point. I don't have the luxury like you do, right? You think that everything is going to come your way directly, right? It takes a lot of time and patience. So when I establish saying be patient, that means I'm telling you the truth, right? It takes a little time. These things cannot be rushed. If they get rushed, we all go backfiring downhill, right? I understand that you haven't got the patience, or you haven't got the time, or you haven't got this, you haven't got that. I said it's all there in black and white for you to unfold correctly, right? There are a lot of people out there that just don't want to listen because they think they got it all under the radar. They think it really is realistic as it comes, which is true. You know, my family has been around for a very long time, right? You have to be realistic on that, plus more, plus everything else. Then everything has to unfold slowly, which is true. If you rush it, you destroy everything, right? When we are born and bred, we are born with knowledge, right? Certain knowledge, secret knowledge, and all sorts, right? It all goes down to you, right? It's how you use it, how you abuse it, how to use it, and be patient. I said, look, there are things around you that can't be explained right now, right? There are things unfolding in truth that you can't put all together, right? A lot of people around the globe know this is no BS, right? This, a lot of you that feel like they're all in the same boat and they all got this knowledge, but they can't share it, right? They know it's happening. It's all in truth, it's all in logic, and it's all in facts, right? A lot of you know the truth, the logic, what's unfolding in front of you, right? A lot of us do not have the luxury to open up, right? Not everything, right? So there is some patience to this, right? Patience is a virtue, but at the same time, when I'm dishing out the information, you take it on board. Because at the end of the day, you're going to realize there's something click, 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 right? You're going to realize you may end up doing something wrong and end up being like, crud, what did I do wrong? You know, I said, look, when I look at people today or go be with my friends, connections, colleagues, and family, etc., etc., and then it all adds up, right? It all comes together slowly, right? But you see, in our heads, for a lot of people, there's a time limit for everything, right? There's a time limit for adjusting, adapting, and realization and changes and everything else. It all adds up. Big things become little things, right? And you've got to realize once you've got the big thing out of the way, which is true, you still have to fill in the little pieces as well. It's not just a game that you can run around and thinking, oh, I've got my own life to lead, blah, 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 I can do whatever I please. No, your genetic code is already embedded to say, oh shit, I've got to do this because it's realistic. You know, you can't just jump on board and think you can just like say, right, I got this and I got that and all this. I said, You don't realise how much I'm monitoring you without realising that you have to be patient on everything to understand everything. Right? Where it concerns around you, people around you, they will pick up the vibes, they will pick up the signs, they will pick up the signals, they will pick up everything, and they will realise, shit, this is realistic. This is not a children, situation. This is the adult version, right? Where everything, all the adults have to do this because we have to protect the young, always, right? So you have to be patient with a lot of stuff, right? I'm being patient, yes, but there's a things about it. There's a special code in your head, right? A lot of people know this code inside and out. I got it, you got it, everybody's got it, right? We know how to interact with people, we know how to solve problems and correct it, right? There's a lot of people out there that can't do this, right? They get qualifications to say, oh, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that, boom, 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 boom. I said, no, you don't need to. When you've got qualifications under your belt, yes, it's a little bit of piece of paper to say you're qualified, right? That qualification exists for the rest of your life. It's not a 2 year, it's not a 3 year, it's all the time, all your life. That saves paper, money, and time. Right? So you've got three things in principle. So we evaluate everything and say, look, once you've done the qualification once, that's your lifetime. Right? Because you proved it. Right? Okay, the dates and the years have to keep updating quite a bit, but you don't need to update it too often. Right? There are things that unfold in real life which you can't understand. There's truth, logic, and facts, right? Which is what a lot of people do. When police officers do this, they look at the facts, the truth, and the logic, right? They look at the reasons, they look at the truth, they look at the logic. Right, as I stated before in the last few podcasts, I said Murder She Wrote and the Bill are lock and key. They can't be touched. Right? So in the end of the day, they're just doing what I tell them to do because it's all unfolding in front of them. All they have to do is let them play it out. Right? So in my position, we have a uphold thing to uphold, right? Which is true. A lot of the things unfold for a good damn reason. And it's a very, very good thing. But at the same time, you've got to be very patient. Patience is a very good virtue, yes, I agree, but it takes a little time. You can't rush these things because if you rush, you destroy. Right? If you slow it down, you get more success rate. Right? So when you slow down and just absorb it slowly, purely, a bit at a time, you get further down the line. Right? So what I mean is basically your lifeline. Right? You get more achieved. You get more success. You get more high rates in place. Right? People make mistakes. Yes. Some of the time, it could be to do what they're doing, what they can't focus on, what they can do, what they can't do, etc., etc. It's not about what you can't. It's not about your strengths and weaknesses. Right? It's patience as well. Patience is a high key value, right? When it all comes down to light, I've been honest, I've been truthful, and I'm straightforward. I won't BS with the bush, right? When things unfold in natural course, you can't just go boom, drop it like a bomb of eggshell or job. You can't do that, right? When you, when people there are certain people that have a chemistry in act, which I can't explain in detail because it's confidentiality. But a lot of people I see on an everyday basis had their ups and downs, etc., going down the line, and they always recorrect it somewhere down the line and move forward with their lives, right? With me, it's a little bit difficult because there's a lot of things about my family that can explain most things in facts, details, and everything that unfolds everything, right? There is a lot of things you have to be patient about. Something a lot of people cannot put the grasp up for. But it's true, it's logic, and it's facts. But you see, a lot of things that I come out with sometimes is right down to T. Right? A lot of people that can't put it patiently, I said, look, patience is the virtue here. But it makes people nervous, yes, to a degree. Sometimes I feel that because I empathize. I said, look, you need to be patient on everything because things will turn out all right. But you just got to let things unfold naturally. As I keep stating, if you rush it, it breaks apart even more, right? So please acknowledge that you already got something unfoldedly in truth. You just have to be very, very patient here. You know, I'm not going to be doing this all the time because, it's obviously summertime and I need to let my hair down a bit, as they say correctly in layman terms. And, when you've been patient and you know the truth is out, you know everything has to unfold correctly, everything has to slow down a bit. It takes time on this. Yes, there's a lot of things that my family are in a lot of ways and one. There's a lot to be given. But to give back to the community that's helped me out, why I have to do certain things in my real life situation. Right? When it's a real life situation, I don't mess around with it. So I have to be patient with a lot of things. A lot of the time, it's all about what needs to be done, not the other way round. Right? When it all comes down to the railway industry, like the North Norfolk Railway as a prime example, they're gonna keep saying, "Oh, this is all BS" and all of that. I said, "No, it isn't. Be patient and let it unfold in front of you, because in the day it will unfold naturally like it would. But then you end up saying crime wolf because then you realise what's gone wrong, right? When it all unfolds in front of people's eyes, then they cry wolf, but they don't tell you. They just use a certain body language technique. Bang, right? You have to be realistic. And when things unfold, I said, be patient, be calm, be cool, be collected. There's a lot to be thinking about. Right? There's a lot to think about. Yes, there are other people involved than just me alone. Right? So be patient because it takes a little time. When little big things become little things, then it all comes together slowly. Slowly, slowly catch a monkey. Right? I know you might think there's a corny way of saying it, but it's another way of saying slow it down, calm down, let it unfold naturally, let it play out. I'm not telling you you've done nothing wrong, but be patient. Patience is a very high value, but not for everybody. But I know patience is a virtue. Yes, there are things in play. Yes, there are things that have been heavily safeguarded for other reasons. Right? You can't just say, oh, right, we got this, we got that, boom, boom, boom. Yes, okay, you're lucky to get what you need. But at the same time, there's more than a need now in the real world than it is what you see on TV, movie, or book. Right? It's all true, yes, but you've got to really understand where the where the where everything's unfolding in front of you correctly. Right? I know there's a lot of questions that need answering. There are a lot of things need to be understood. There are a lot of things that take a long time to absorb. Right? It takes a little while at a time. But you know me, I have to do certain things within this time limit, which is true. But there's a lot of things we can't show in public eye because a lot of us have secret lives because we are in secret families. Families that are safeguarded for a reason. Right? Because we know what needs to play out. Right? A lot of you might think, what does he mean by that? I said, look, let it play out or and be patient. Just keep your cool, calm, collected. A lot of us may have succeeded, but may have to change a few things here and there. Right? There are things in the real world that can't be always explained. Right? So when it's then told to you directly, you need to understand there's a metaphor in this. So please be patient. It's not asking, it's please be patient. Because in the day, it is true story, yes, but I'm giving you some advice, some guidance, and support here. I need you to be very, very patient. This is not a thing you can rush. I can't rush. No one can't. It takes time before you see the changes. Right? There are a lot of things in play that have to play correctly. I can't have the damage done on me because I won't be able to cope. Right? So, because just think about it logically. I'm already taken. That's fine. I'm no longer single. But the thing is, it's a private, secret life that I have to live with. So please be patient. Let it play out. Let it unfold naturally. Because things will add up. Clues will add up. Certain things that are that you see marks or hair or red will all come to light, and it will all show everything unfoldedly. Right? When things unfold in front of you, you can see it, you can hear it, and you keep your mouth quiet. Right? Because you've seen it and you witnessed it. I always knew there will be a time that my family will have to rise again to re-correct these problems. Right? So you have to be patient on that too. You know, it's not going to go nowhere. It's just the way it's playing out correctly for you. You know, when people hear this out, they know I'm telling the truth. I'm not being dishonest with you. There's a lot of patience needs to be considered of. Right? There's a lot of things unfolding in truth that will even probably stun me to a point. But there are a lot of things that people know about me to a very high degree. Right? No one bullshits because there's 8 billion people know about my existence, know about my life. All you have to do is add in the last piece, which is the Northwest Wild Northwestern's timeline, which explains everything else. So once that's added into your head, that will come click, click, click slowly. And then if you're patient enough, it will slowly come together in little pieces. Big pieces become little pieces, and they will come together in time. Thank you very much in every angle.